breaking fucking records radio.
Alright, so I read something that when you guys, Area 51's the studio that you guys built with your forwarded check, right? With when you got signed. So I did read something that Eclipse, you were quoted saying MF Doom was hanging out with you guys a lot back then.
Well, I don't know if it was me that said it really, because it was more like he was hanging with those guys.
I think it was paraphrased or something.
Yeah. He was hanging out at the spot, and that's how ended up with them recording with him. Because Area 51 was like the hangout. It was like but more so for those guys because they all lived in the neighborhood. I was out in Long Island at the time.
Oh, word.
With Search. Wait, when did we do? When did we build a studio?
What was that? You were in Long Island at the time,
or just moving to Queens.
Yeah, I mean, during the time that the studio was built, it was like around when you moved to Queens.
Yeah, so for me, it was like I had to take like 4 trains to get out there, so it wasn't like easily accessible for me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't out there as much as they were because for them it's easier to get to. So
studio was in Canarsie.
Yeah. So I would go there when I needed to be there. When it was time to like lay down scratches, stuff like that. That's when I would go.
Me and Gore-Tex were there every day.
Right. They were there all the time. So it was like a hangout. So that's like people, their boys would be coming through. And, so that's how that whole thing with Doom hanging out over there.
Who's some other recognizable names that you guys used to have kicking in the Area 51 studio?
I mean, everybody from the New York indie hip hop scene, from Doom to the Arsonists to Company Flow. I mean, name a group. You know what I mean? Like we were friends with everybody, so it's just a matter of if I was gonna hook up with L, from Cold Flow at that time, I'd either go check him or he'd come check us. So it was a lot of times people would just come check us at our studio.
So, like you guys mentioned last year, you guys were united as Nonfiction. Did you do just a string of shows, or did you do a tour?
We did. I don't know. I mean, is it the same? I don't know. Would you consider a tour and a string of shows? I don't know. We did a bunch of shows.
We did. Yeah,
we did a bunch of shows.
Yeah, I mean, we did as much as we could. Sabak's schedule isn't as open as it was 20 years ago. He's in the school system, and so he doesn't really have that much time off. So we ended up like he had to take off leave from work to do like the Canadian tour and to do the European tour we did with Jedi Mind Tricks. It's like he had to take time off from work. So after he took off those 2 weeks for Canada, the 2 weeks for Europe, he didn't have any more time off. So everything else we did after that had to be like weekend dates, So we did like 2-3 shows on the East Coast, just like that. So
scatter and fly around.
Basically, so that's how we weren't able to really do as much as we wanted to do.
Yeah, and that makes it a lot more difficult when you're constantly flying in and out too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So is there any possibilities of getting any new Nonfiction joints, or is that happily put in the past at this point?
No, it's stuff we're talking about. Again, like being that it was a reunion of the group, we wanted to first test the waters and just make sure that we all gelled again after 10 years of being apart.
Yeah.
So it was like let's do that, and let's do the shows and give the people what they've been asking for the last 10 years, and then based on how everything went, we have loosely been talking about the possibility of recording again. But again, it's just like me and Bill are heavily involved in all these other projects. We have Makoka, we have Heavy Metal Kings, Bill's solo stuff, whereas Sabak's not really recording anything, and Gore just put out his solo album like, a couple of years ago. So, we have a lot more projects going on. So for us, it takes more work to kind of do a Nonfiction thing at this point. So it's like we just want to make sure that, we could first even, do the idea of Nonfiction before we actually jump into music.
Actually making it happen,
Bobby, have you guys heard the Septagram record?
No. That's one that's
the new joint.
The new one coming out, right?
No, it's out.
Oh, it's out? No,
it's out.
I didn't know it was
out. Joint produced by Moss and Sick Nature.
Yeah, it came out like 2 months ago. It's called Septagram. Gore-Tex featured on 3 songs.
Oh shit!
It's weird seeing
actually, I've heard.
So that's 2 out of 3 MCs of Nonfiction.
Yeah.
You got on 3 songs. So, if you do your homework, you'll know that. Yeah, there's probably going to be Nonfiction music coming soon. It's just a matter of time.
Speaking of new music, Sean Price actually said had an album he was doing with you, a project, and like he passed away a year ago, I think it was, a few days ago, and we were just wondering, like, did you have any tracks from that, like shelved, or did you guys do that, or was that shelved?
I mean, that's yeah. I mean, there's stuff that was worked on.
Yeah, I was just yeah.
It is what it is.
No chance of that seeing the light of day though.
Any
Probably now.
songs? No.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not really. It's not even really up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.